For the past 4 years, Yemen, the Arab world's poorest country, has been racked by a civil war between Houthi rebels who control the north of the country and supporters of Yemen's internationally recognised government. These supporters include Saudi Arabia, the powerful neighbour to the north, which has been leading a coalition fighting a devastating war inside Yemen to fight the Houthis. Members of the coalition include Yemeni forces loyal to the internationally recognised government and a number of Gulf Arab states. The conflict has had dire consequences for Yemen's children. Adequate food and access to education are in short supply. But for many children, the struggle is even more perilous. Desperately poor young Yemeni boys are being recruited to fight along the Saudi border to defend it from the Houthis. Al-Buqa, the war camp where Yemeni children are sent. In the southern city of Taiz, Al Jazeera was told of boys being recruited and sold to fight by Yemeni traffickers eager to profit from the coalition's war. Ahmed al-Naqib was 16 and Muhammad Ali Hamid was 15. Each one, poor and impressionable, embarked on his own separate arduous journey from his village near Taiz towards the Saudi border crossing town of Al-Wadiya.
I heard people in the village saying, Naqib, Naqib, your son Ahmed ran away. I asked where he'd gone, and they said, Al-Buqa. Can you imagine your child leaving home for a place of danger?
Muhammad never came home to tell his story. His father is the one who has to complete it for him.
Before we knew it, they'd taken him. He insisted on going to Al-Buqa.
They are enticed by promises of a regular paycheck and non-combatant work. But when they arrive, they find the promises have disappeared. On the Saudi-Yemeni border, the town of Al-Buqa has become the staging area where recruiters and traffickers bring their human cargo, recruited under false pretenses to become child soldiers.
They take advantage of children's naivety and exploit the difficult economic situation of the people. The children leave their homes without any money, and there are people targeting them on the streets, offering them to go to Al-Buqa, telling them how others' economic situation has improved from this. So my son should be defending Saudi borders.
I've never used a weapon, not a gun or a rifle. We went because they told us we'd be working in a kitchen and making 3,000 Saudi riyals.
Hello, I heard about you from a guy I know. I want to go to Al-Buqa, but I have 3 kids with me, 15 and 16 years old, but they don't have any IDs.
If they don't have any IDs at 15 or 16, the coalition can make them military IDs.
All I want is for them to get through. They don't have beards or mustaches. They look like kids.
Don't worry, it will work. We have many just like them.
I'm in Taiz right now.
Just go to Al-Wadi'a border crossing and someone will buy them.
The children arrive at the Al-Buqa camp using their school ID cards to enter. These IDs are exam identification numbers issued to Yemeni children when they reach the age of 15. The boys who don't have these IDs yet are issued informal military IDs to allow them to enter the military area. Al Jazeera was able to obtain exclusive videos and interviews that prove the presence of these children inside the recruitment camps in Al-Buqa and Kitaf near the Saudi border.
The broker got 17,000 Yemeni riyals per person. They took us to a new military camp and we were all kept in 5 or 7 tents. They said it was the Nasr Brigade. We got there and they fed us undercooked rice, potatoes, and chickens. When we got up for morning prayer, they told us there wasn't any water for our ablution. Then we were sold to the Al-Wahda Brigade.
They're slaves to money. They think everything is for sale. This is considered a trade, and with the money he makes, he can try to support his family, since there's no other work. They've ruined everything. We're surrounded and closed in on. We have no other way to work, so these men sell themselves.
Why would the coalition need to recruit untrained children to defend the Saudi border? The answer can be found on the Saudi Arabian Ministry of Defence's website, which states that the family of any Saudi soldier killed in Yemen receives a compensation of around $27,000 immediately and around $270,000 later on. But for Yemenis fighting on its behalf, the total compensation for the bereaved family does not exceed $4,000.
How much do we get paid and how often?
You are paid $800 every 2 months.
We're only paying 1,500. I'm telling you, the leaders are stealing. They give you 1,500 now, but they used to give 3,000.
They take them into battles to defend Saudi Arabia, as if these kids are the ones who will defend the kingdom. Where are their weapons, their airplanes?
Can they handle a gun?
Of course they can.
A guy told us that they take you to Suqam at night, give you a gun, and send you to the front lines. Before you know it, there's a Houthi right on top of you. They don't train them at all.
Although Saudi Arabia and Yemen ratified the international protocol banning involvement of children in armed conflict in 2011 and 2007 respectively, at the end of 2018, Saudi Arabia was accused of recruiting Sudanese children from Darfur to fight on its behalf in Yemen. Today, Yemeni children are being recruited to defend the Saudi border, albeit using different tactics and local trafficking networks.
I told him, "My son, you've turned our world upside down. Our days are long and our nights are miserable." His mother looks at his bed every day with tears in her eyes. Imagine someone coming to you and telling you your son is dead, but that you cannot get his body. And for what? For defending Saudi Arabia?
His mother is devastated. God knows what she'll do. I wish he would just call to let us know that he's okay. That's all we want. We just want to know if he's alive or dead.
We realized we were useless, so we tried to go to the camp to meet the leader. We stayed at the mosque in Al-Wadi'a for 2 days, fleeing the camp.
He called me and he told me, "Dad, everyone is selling their soul." I said that I told him this, and I thought he'd understood. But he's there now and he's faced the reality.
4 months have gone by. This is the 5th month. We haven't heard anything and we still don't know where he is. The least they could do is to let them call so that their parents can be sure they're okay, or know if they're alive or dead. But this, not knowing, not having any idea, it's wrong.
Muhammad Ali Hamid, the young boy who was lucky to live while 6 of his siblings died of disease, ended up becoming a child soldier on the Saudi border. His family told us he hadn't called them for months. Nobody knows if he's alive. We searched for Muhammad, but found no information about him or what happened to him. We were also able to look at a secret list of names of Yemeni soldiers detained by the Houthi rebels that the Yemeni government submitted during the Stockholm talks in 2018. There was no trace of Muhammad among those names. Ahmad al-Naqib, the boy who left home to take what he thought was a golden opportunity, survived the war and returned home to his anguished parents. But death awaited the young boy. A stray bullet hit him in the head after he came home, ending any hopes he had of returning to his everyday life.